Have you ever traveled through time? We do it every day.
Asgardia is a country with a population of more than 1 million people from more than 200 countries on Earth. Asgardia gives everyone equal opportunities, no matter what their earthly status is.
It is possible to create and live in the future right now. Are you ready? Forward progress is the solution to the entire human race. Our mission is to bridge new horizons. In Asgardia, there is no limit to the universal development in the fields of technology, finance, and arts. Asgardia is a new space and digital economy which creates opportunities for the global economy. We deliver innovations. Do you want to get on board with us? We are developing various kinds of digital businesses, attracting them to the Asgardia platform that can be backed by the means of our umbrella, i.e. franchising of the Asgardia brand. We can not only attract investments into space programs from prominent institutional investors, but also affordable amounts from the citizens of Asgardia. We comprise of more than 1 million people.
Asgardia is a chance to realize one's dream. This is a dream-driven space nation. Asgardia is a chance to belong to a community of free-thinking enthusiasts, goal-driven dreamers, and fearless innovators, theorists, and scientists.
We are the first space nation. One humanity, one unity.
Asgardia.
We are creating
The future.
It's All Eaten. It was a week ago.
A week ago?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We are alive. Rebecca Bear say that.
We are live. Let me turn this off.
I'm running for more coffee. Wait.
I'm trying out a new drink.
What is it?
It's called Echelon. It's made by soldiers here on the base that I work on. And they put natural Thai chili pepper extract in it.
Huh.
Ooh, it's got a bite to it. It's sweet, sour, and then got a bit of a pepper heat to it. So it's my mind's sitting there trying to figure out if it likes it or not, because it got all them different flavors in it at one time.
Speaking of different flavors,
Bon appetit.
our chairman's here. We need to have a quick word. Chairman, can I have a quick word?
Yes, go ahead. We'll start in about start in 2 minutes.
Right. I've got to leave because I've had the call from my girlfriend who wants me to pick her up. It was supposed to be at 8. Suddenly now it's at 6. So I'm going to have to dash away. I'll get back hopefully in a few minutes. But just so you don't need me anyway.
We do. Just leave your system open, and then just put the camera off, and then when you get back, you can put the camera on again.
Yep, will do.
And we'll start in 1 minute. Thanks for the nice messages, by the way, Sarah. You look very well. You can talk quietly amongst yourselves for another minute if you want.
Yeah, on top of the can they put carpa natium, which is I think that's Roman. Or I think that's Roman.
It is.
Yeah, out of 1 many. It means out of 1 many, I believe. It's on. It's part of the United States motto, I believe.
I studied Latin at school.
Oh, it's Latin. That's what. Yeah, Latin.
Yeah.
Carpa noctium.
Yeah,
There's
as is-
another word in Latin, but I don't. Natura non constaristatur.
Sounds too awkward. What about Romanus sumin quid civis Gaius Mucius vacant? That's Latin.
No idea what you just said.
I hope it's
I
polite.
am a Roman citizen, he said. They call me Gaius Mucius.
Oh, I see.
Oh
Well, you
man,
learn something new every day. That if extraterrestrials can speak, if they can speak that interesting language, then all the better.
Right, gotta go.
Let's start. Thank you, everybody. Welcome. Welcome for good turnout for the Friday and usually fairly short meeting to the parliamentary sitting of Asgardia. This is a digital event, and it's actually the ninth sitting of the second parliament. The ninth sitting of the second parliament. My name is Len Bitopic, and I'm the chair of parliament. Before we go any further, I would like to get our interpreters to do their normal introductions to explain how you can follow in your language. So let's start with our Spanish interpreter. Greetings from the other side of the world.
Hello, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Hola a todos, estimados parlamentarios. Bienvenidos a esta novena sesión digital del Parlamento de Asgardia. Las interpretaciones se estarán haciendo en los idiomas ruso, turco y español. Serán de una forma simultánea. No tienen que hacer pausa para la interpretación, pero sí deben hablar pausado para hacer nuestro mejor trabajo posible. Si tienen alguna dificultad conectándose con el canal de interpretación, por favor comuníquenlo en los mensajes o levanten la mano para dejarle saber al presidente del Parlamento. Eso es todo. Buenos días.
Thank you. You speak Spanish so well.
I was wondering since it was.
I'm going to
was in
silence
Spanish.
you, Ricky, because we could all hear your private conversation. Thank you. Let's move on to our Turkish interpreter, and greetings to you.
Greetings to you as well, Mr. Rapik. Thank you very much. Değerli Asgardia parlamenterleri, Asgardia 2. Parlamentosu'nun 9. oturumuna hoş geldiniz. Oturumların ilk günündeyiz. Yine tercümanlarınız Eren ve Alper size Türkçe ve İngilizce eş zamanlı olarak tercüme yapacaklar. Türkçe tercümeyi Zoom pencerenizin alt kısmındaki küre ikonuna tıklayarak seçebilirsiniz. Söz aldığınızda tercih ettiğiniz dilde konuşmanız yeterli olacaktır. Sizin tüm söyledikleriniz diğer dile anında çevrilecektir. Hepinize verimli oturumlar dileriz. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, sir. And let's move on to our Russian interpreter, please.
Hello, Chairman OPEC. Hello, dear Parliament members. I wish you a good and productive work. Меня зовут Кирилл Кузнецов, я переводчик русского языка. Напомню, что заседание парламента Асгардии переводится в синхронном режиме на русский, турецкий и испанский. А для тех, кто слушает заседание на русском языке, ничего переключать не нужно. Вся информация будет у вас в русском канале. Успешной работы!
Thank you very much. And just in case you are not familiar with the approach as an English speaker, if you look along the bottom, you'll find something, you can find one of the applications, and under it you will have, it's just, I don't actually remember what the, oh, it's interpretation. Yeah, it's just called interpretation. And you can choose English if you want to, so that if somebody is speaking in Russian, Spanish, or Turkish, then it will automatically mean that our interpreter will translate it to English for you. Any problems, raise your hand. I continue with my commitment to increasing the number of languages we have here. That's very important to me. So I do really hope to add 2 more quite soon. So let's get on with the business. This, as I say, it's really remarkable, actually. We have had so many parliamentary sittings already, and I think we handle them very well. I think that we're very professional, and not just that, we seem to be able to operate in an effortlessly polite way. Now, what's great about that is that we have really good people, and we work as a team. if you're watching us for the first time, you'll discover that Asgardia doesn't have political parties. It's actually free of that process. It's a process I grew up in with my politics. It wasn't a very good process because the political parties would put their interests above the interests of the people they were meant to represent. Not always, but that did happen. And for that reason, I wasn't very happy with the political party situation. The reality is that Asgardia is the world's first fully functioning digital democracy. And so far, I think we have a proud reputation of teamwork, cooperation, and forward thinking. We have 12 languages in Asgardia, 4 represented so far in the interpretation. I forgot to say, please speak a little bit more slowly than you normally would, because otherwise it gets difficult for our interpreters. So exciting to have our 9th sitting, a lot to do, a lot to discuss. Let me, as always, start with procedural issues. And the first thing I need to do is open the voting. And we record the quorum by voting on the agenda. So the first thing I'd like to do is open the voting, and I'll talk to you about what the voting is for in a moment. And then I'll go through the agenda itself. The quorum needs to be 50% plus 1 of the number of AMPs, that's Asgardian members of parliament, in the parliament. So we need to get just over 50% for the quorum to be reached. Please today vote for or against the agenda or abstain, but please vote, because once we have the quorum, it's meaningful. It means that everything we do is official and the votes count. So that's the first thing. So it's a bit of a historical thing, but we vote on the agenda, which is really more or less a roll call to say that you're here. If you don't like the agenda, but then vote against it, if the majority votes against it, then we will have a problem, and I hope that does not happen. Then I'm opening also nominations for the vacant position of Youth and Education Committee Chair. I do already have an idea of who's standing, but I'm officially opening it now, and that will remain open until the close of business on day 2, tomorrow. You have to be on the committee to stand, and I'm fairly sure I know who is standing already, but I'll share the list tomorrow, and then on day 3, even if it's just one candidate, we will hear from that candidate or those candidates, and the committee members will vote on day 3 to fill that space. Youth and Education Chair. There are other things happening tomorrow, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Also, in addition to that, so that's officially open now, the nominations for that position. Then on day 3, as I say, we're mainly doing committee business. So let me just, and we will finish today once I've gone through the agenda and answered any questions as best I can. This might only take 20 minutes, maybe it will take an hour. The maximum time on day 1 is 2 hours. So we will finish by 1900 UTC. That's the latest we will finish. That's very important. But normally it's about 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes on day 1. This is partly or largely because of our simultaneous translation. When we first began this, we had translation in series, so it wasn't all happening at once. We'd go through all the languages, and that took 4 times longer. So that's one reason we have become more efficient, because of our great interpreters. So I'll go through the agenda now. We'll finish today after those questions, any questions or comments. On day 2, we have opening again with me and announcements, and that'll be at 1300 UTC. 1300 UTC. And the latest we'll go is 2100 UTC. And we will start with the Asgardia Opportunities Protocol. Now, this is a development. It became clear that not everything needs to go through legislation. And after having met with Head of Nation and the Prime Minister and talked to administration, we want to try to evolve our Parliament. And it can be that we can maybe fast track the Opportunities Protocol so that it does not have to go through all the stages. If it's agreed, then we can start using it straight away. There are two other reasons this, I think, is a good idea. Britain has thousands of laws, too many, in my view, and it's impossible to know them all. If we can keep our legal framework as small as possible and do other things through codes and protocols, that seems to be a better way of doing it. It's an experiment. If this doesn't work, then we can, of course, develop the relevant legislation. But we need to speed up because we need to focus more on delivery, perhaps, and less on legislation, I think. So we'll be discussing that. John Fine will be representing that on behalf of Alexander Melnikov. Also with the digital content protocol, same reason, I won't repeat it. So rather than going through all that process, if you approve those two things in the voting, then that will be very exciting, because it means that we'll have those through in one go. If not, then we can always change the process. It's an experiment, but we are evolving Parliament. After that, we'll be discussing the Asgardia Galactic Prime Directive, or the Prime Directive proposal with Ferda Inan. And I want to try something else here. This is very exciting. Again, after my visit to see Dr. Asher Bailey, the Head of Nation, it became clear that this could be a world-leading opportunity for Asgardia. This legislation is the first serious attempt to take a holistic approach, a complete strategic approach to what we will do when we make contact with life which originates on another planet or in space itself, who knows. This started as legislation, but it seems that we could actually reach out to terrestrial nation states and other organizations such as the British Interplanetary Society, the Royal Astronomical Society, and similar organizations all over the world, and bring together the best thinking on this. We've got a lot to celebrate. This document is superb. Ferda Inan and John Fine and many others have done a great job in developing this legislation. As a result, I'm proposing that we vote to have a working group, and that working group is of global status, really. And I understand that might be quite a lot of work, but I really think that we should have the confidence to reach out now and basically say, here is how this is how we would like to deal with it, and it would be good if you can deal with it too in your nations. We could actually set a legacy here, which is relevant to the whole of Asgardia, and the whole of the human civilization. So that's why we're making a change there. It's actually got bigger rather than smaller. That's my view on this one. The next item is, so it's proposing the establishment of a working group. That's what we're suggesting there. The next item will be the Asgardia Competition and Fair Trade Act, and that's going to be led. Just to explain, that third reading means that this will be the final time that we debate it. If it's approved, then it goes for formal approval. It gets presented to Head of Nation, and that's been going through for quite a long time now, and it's a really important. Hang on, I'm just checking. I've just made a mistake there. We're talking about. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. I said the Tax Act. I meant the Tax Act. Sarah Clarke is finishing work that was begun years ago by her predecessor, Alexander Rizzi. And we're continuing on that process to try to make sure that we have basically a tax arrangement. But that will probably evolve again, but it's time for us to get there. It's time for us to get to the point where we can actually pay tax, and we know that the world has a really, really attractive environment for entrepreneurs, and that's Asgardia. So congratulations for getting this far. I hope that this time it will be approved, but we'll see what happens. Then the Asgardia Competition and Fair Trade Act, third reading with John Fine, and that also has been going along for a period of time, and I think it completes the suite, the chapter of competition and trade legislation that we need, I think. With that, we have enough to run a very respectable operation where everybody knows how they can make money, where they can make money, and how they can interface with the terrestrial world to do it. So we'll be talking about that. Then we move on to Ms. Ria Dell's work, and there's the third reading of the Asgardia Contracts Act, closely connected to what I've just been talking about. I'm very pleased that we've got 3 third readings here, because that finishes, if they're approved, then that finishes the legislative journey for all 3 of those documents, for those pieces of legislation. We also have the government hour. We call it the government hour, but actually it's not really a government hour. It's whatever length of time we need. And as always, there'll be reports led by the Prime Minister. And there'll also be a very exciting discussion. We have big news. The Right Honourable Nigel Evans, who was the Deputy Speaker of the House of Commons in the British Parliament, is being proposed by our Prime Minister for your consideration to fill the vacant position of Foreign Minister for Foreign Affairs. This position has been empty for a long time because it's such a big and important role. We have to get it right. And the Prime Minister is now bringing someone forward who she believes is capable of doing this huge task. The main role of that person will be to create United Nations recognition for Asgardia. It's a big goal, big task. And that will pretty much be full-time, I think. Nigel Evans is known to me, but it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you think. And thank you for those who have submitted the questions. I've got 2,000 words of questions. So I'll make sure that you get to ask those questions tomorrow. I think we'll get through most of them. And then you can decide, is Mr. Nigel Evans the person you want as Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs? 2 other points to make. Nigel Evans would be the Acting Minister to the 15th of December. This is a protocol that we've used before. With Cheryl Gallagher, she became Acting Minister for different reasons, and then was eventually confirmed as the actual Minister for the whole term. Ministers serve for the term of a parliament and then need to be reappointed. So in the first instance, at the beginning, it'll be till the 15th of December. And obviously, we will need to return to that question after that. You have access to the curriculum vitae, there's some Latin for you, the CV of the candidate, and he will be here in person as well. I actually expect the government hour, I put it at the end of the agenda, because I don't know why we will be in the agenda, but I expect the government hour tomorrow to be at 1500 UTC. It helps ministers to plan. So the government hour will happen around 1500 UTC at a convenient point when we stop from the legislation. I expect we'll still be in session at that point. I don't think we'll get through everything by that time. And we have another appointment, the chair of the Mandate Commission. You may not know what the Mandate Commission chair does. In simple terms, the chair of the Mandate Commission makes sure that what we do is done correctly, is valid, no cheating, and we've followed the correct processes. It does. The person in that position does that. There are others as well in the Counting Commission and elsewhere who have important roles as well. I'm very pleased to tell you that we have a nomination of Mr. Salvos Muzakitis. Older members of the Parliament, as in from the first term, will remember he was actually the deputy chair of Parliament for a long time, together with Ben Dell, actually. And he did a superb job. So he, I think, will be joining us. I don't know quite what time. I'll confirm that with him in the morning. He'll be saying hello. And it's not an election. It's like in the same way as with the Minister for Foreign Affairs. This is an appointment, so it's yes, no, or I don't know, and that is on the agenda too. And then we'll be finishing tomorrow. The latest will be 2100, but I know that giving it 8 hours is no longer necessary usually, because the simultaneous translation saves us many hours each time. We don't get extra points for going extra long, so I guarantee we will be less than 8 hours, and my guess is we will be 5 hours, I think, tomorrow. So to summarize again, the voting is open. Voting on the agenda of the meeting, which is really a quorum count. The Asgardia Opportunities Protocol, the Asgardia Digital Content Authorization Protocol, the Prime Directive establishment of a working group, and then the Competition Fair Trade Act, third reading, the Asgardia Tax Act, third reading, the Asgardia Contracts Act, third reading, and then consideration of the nomination of the Right Honourable Mr. Nigel Evans as Acting Minister for Foreign Affairs till the 15th of December, and the approval of Mr. Salvos Muzakitis to serve as Chair of Mandate Commission as well. So we've got 2 protocols, 1 working group, 3 third readings, and 2 appointments tomorrow. Quite a busy day, as well as the report from our Prime Minister and a number of her ministers. On day 3 then, finally, after announcements, we have a guest speaker. And the guest speaker, I'm delighted to tell you, is none other than Floris Witz, who is closely associated with the European Space Agency. He knows the astronauts. Fascinating man with a great opportunity to speak. And it's really going to be a valuable speaker. I said celebrity speaker. I do consider him to be a celebrity. I was honored to see the European Space Agency offices, and I am jealous of Floris Witz's work. He's obviously a government minister for us, and really does a good job. And so he'll be sharing some very important work about the space environment in terms of artificial gravity. That's going to be the subject. Then we will have reports on the implementation of work plans of parliamentary committees. And as always, that will be a report from each of the committees. Then we'll review the timetable for priority acts. That's an opportunity for you to highlight legislation you think we should have that we do not have. We will elect the chair of Youth and Education Committee. It's possible we might do that a little bit earlier in the day. We'll see how the business goes. So we'll have a look and see when we're going to do that. And then we'll have 12 committee members. We'll have 12 chairs for 12 committees again. Then I'll sum up the results of voting on the agenda of the meeting. That will happen after 1700 UTC. We're starting at 1500 UTC. That'll happen at 1700 UTC. Why? Because our protocols say that we need to have 48 hours at least for the session. And so I'll close the voting 48 hours after it opened, and then I can give you the results. After that, we're going to have some closing remarks, the national anthem as usual, and then the sitting is closed. So that's an overview. Highlights will certainly include the new processes we're trying tomorrow. We'll talk more about how those could work, and also meeting the candidates for chair of the Mandate Commission, and also the position, very important position of Minister for Foreign Affairs. So that's an overview of the agenda. I have three more things to say, and then I'll invite anyone to speak who wishes to speak. The three things are, it's an open session. Everyone can say whatever they like, as long as they're polite, of course. You can be angry, but please don't use language that people could find offensive. That's my only request there. So if you have not spoken before, try it. Try it this time. We're a close team. We're a good team. And the more active you are, the more we'll attract residents and build the organization. Remember, our target is 150 million to be supporting Asgardia's work. And at that point, everybody will be able to be resourced. The committees will be resourced. Government will have the resources it needs to. So please be involved. It's not unpleasant. It's informal. It's formal, but it's a kind environment. Second of three things. If you have any problems with the sound or the interpretation, it happens sometimes, just raise your hand. I want everyone to be involved, and I want everyone to feel good about being involved. So any problems with procedure, or if you think I've made a mistake, or you don't like something I've said, tell me. I don't mind. I'm not here for my good. I'm here for the good of all humankind. That's why we have to do this. That's why Asgardia exists. And the third and the final thing I wanted to say is this. I always say for this term, the first term was establishing the structures. The second term is delivering results. So I would ask you to think, how can I turn this conversation, this meeting, this legislation, this opportunity into an outcome? And I think that the more results focused we are, the sooner we'll be in space. Nobody else is doing what we're doing. Some people have tried, but no one has achieved what Dr. Asher Bailey has achieved by creating this space nation, Asgardia. No one has achieved the level of smoothness in our procedures. That means that we do a good job every time we have a digital sitting. So I want you to be action orientated. Who can you tell? Maybe you'll invite people to watch. This has been broadcast all over the world. And maybe you'll find people who would like to be more involved. That's great. That is success, as well as following the processes and getting the voting done. That's everything I had to say. Let me open it to you. Are there any questions or comments today? I'm trying a slightly new system, by the way. So if my screen goes straight, it goes wrong. If you can't see me, you can't hear me, tell me. I've just made a minor change to my system, just a small upgrade. So do let me know if there's a problem. Okay. Fine. So I've got 4 more questions for you. Does anybody want me to clarify anything today? Then please raise your hand now. The second, I'll go through all 4 now. The second one is to stress you can vote on the agenda because I presented it to you. Yes, no, or abstain. We're looking for that magic number, 50% plus 1 of parliamentarians to make this sitting quorate. We have always achieved it before, so I'm not worried about it, but it does help us just to know that you have voted at least on that. If you have any problems with the voting process, please let us know, and we'll help you. It's very straightforward. It's really very easy. In terms of the voting, I do now vote. And at the beginning, I followed the procedures that Nigel Evans used to follow, and the Speaker followed in the UK. They did not vote, but I think that's a little bit old-fashioned. So I vote, and I hope that you're not feeling I'm trying to make you vote like I do, but I vote because it provides the confidence that I you know where I stand on these things, and sometimes we change what we're voting for. Sometimes we change them based on the discussions, and sometimes we've moved debates back and put them into a working group or some kind of review body, and then we bring it forward. But I'll vote for everything, and you can vote how you wish to, but please do vote. Two more things. Tomorrow, just do remember that assuming that this is acceptable to the Prime Minister, we will stop and have the government hour at around 1500 UTC, just so that they can plan. And so that will stop what we're doing at about that time, have a 10-minute break, and then we'll go into the government hour. So that's what will happen then. And then Mr. Keatis, I have yet to confirm the time for him, but it will be great to see him back again as well. And then just the final point, so that was 3A and 3B. The final point, point 4, is that you are perfectly welcome to tell people about this, to use social networks to promote this, to get people to watch. We have a great story to tell, and people sometimes are doubtful about what we do. After they've seen us operate, they realize we're serious. So I hope that you will get your friends to come and celebrate the good news that Asgardia is alive and well and making Parliament work online. That's all I had. So I've got John now. John?
Yes. Well, I had a question. Since you got that as our Asgardia Opportunity Protocol, and the other one is Protocol, should I change the titles to match what's being voted on?
Yeah, it would help, but we'll make that a drafting amendment. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, but you're quite right. If we could call them that, that would be great, because it saves us all. It saves us 6 months, basically. Saves us 6 months. I said way back in 2019, that was 6 years ago now, when I was speaking with the head of nation in a London summit, we agreed that not everything needs to go through every stage if there's a quicker way of doing it. And I've realized, John, and I say this to all of Parliament, we have been a little bit, because it's my fault, little bit one-dimensional. We just think everything has to go through the legislative process, and that wastes time, and it maybe creates too much legislation as well. So what we're trying is a fast track here, because there's nothing to object to, in my view, with the opportunities and content authorization protocols, but we'll talk about them tomorrow. And so if you can change them, that's great, but we'll make those as drafting changes anyway. It's a better situation because we can then put them into place and see if those protocols work. With the establishment of the working group, which I really hope you do approve, that is a global opportunity.
Yeah.
Go on, John.
Yeah, I was thinking we should change. You know, I read the article that the HON did on his website, and he called it the Asgardia Galactic Prime Directive. So I think we probably should change that as well to Asgardia Galactic Prime Directive Convention.
Yeah, we don't really even need convention, but I like the idea of a convention.
Just we'll call it Asgardia Galactic Prime Directive then.
It could be that. Now, I think, yeah, we're experimenting, and I would expect the working group will probably develop this further. I don't have a great desire to name every piece of legislation, every code myself. So, but I suspect it'll probably end up being called the Prime Directive. That's what I think. What's exciting about this, though, is that we could end up having a convention to discuss this. In other words, we could actually have a global event in Austria or Dubai or Istanbul or somewhere where we invite the big thinkers from all around the world to a convention where
I'd
we
already
go on.
I already started drafting a letter to a couple of places here that I would like to see involve themselves. They're a big organization. They're all about space. They're all about politics. So I think that they would make I think that their involvement would actually give us some really good recognition. So I was going to draft them a letter and send them because I think it's a great idea and that you do what you're doing and or what whoever thought of this. So
Well, I credit to the head of a nation. Every time I see Dr. Asher Bailey, and I was honored to see him 2 weeks ago, great results come from those meetings. He has a clear vision of how he would like Asgardia to evolve. He doesn't interfere all the time. He does not micromanage the parliament, but it seemed like a great idea to take it in this direction. But it's a team effort, really, because you and Ferda have done fantastic work on this and others as well. And we're confident enough to own this for all humankind. And while there is a certain, what we used to call giggle factor, a laughter factor about talking about extraterrestrials, we're putting this on the map as serious directive. And it may be 1,000 years before we need it. I doubt whether it will be that long. My personal feeling is we need it now, actually.
Yeah, and there's no giggle factor in the legislation itself.
No.
That is legit all the way. So yeah.
But then they laughed when, and the critics laughed and did not take Asgardia seriously at the beginning. We don't have many people laughing now, not at us. And we've been here now. Well, we celebrate a very big anniversary next year. And
yeah, I actually had one of those laughing reporters try to trip me up right there at the first Parliament session we had and tried to trip me up and get me to say stuff that she could use to make us look bad. And I did such a good job on the interview of crediting Asgardia that she didn't use a word of anything I did. She didn't use any of it. So
well, I proudly share my involvement with Asgardia. Proudly do it. I really like having the honor, really, of serving life through and the future of life and future of humanity and life on Earth by what we do. And I am so inspired by this idea. And I'm glad. I thought the idea of the legislation was good, and it remains good. The idea of bringing it together so that nation states on Earth recognize our work, that is definitely going to help. And you can see the big picture forming. We may have a Minister for Foreign Affairs in place. We may have a global convention to establish this prime directive. We may have Asgardia in national papers, partly because some papers will want to make fun of it. But you know, when you look at that legislation, it's not a joke. It's not a piece of. It's not a joke item. It's very, very heavyweight. So I'm really excited by that. In a way, of all the things we're doing tomorrow, the things I'm most interested in would be the protocols and the working group, because it's a new process, and see where we're going. Though obviously the appointments are important too. I'm getting heavily into the conversation, and perhaps I should save this for tomorrow now. And I believe you've got a video as well, John. Tomorrow.
Yes.
Not for now, for tomorrow.
I'm ready to show that before they actually read they go through the second reading.
Yeah, that's just great. That's just very, very good. We'll have a look at that as well. Thank you. Sorry, John, go on.
I was going to say, and I went ahead and paid the rights to that video so that there's no problem there.
I hadn't even considered that.
Yeah, so it's good to go. It's legal. It's legal.
Well, yes. If this becomes as large as I think it will become, then I suppose we will be watched, and so it's good that you've done that. Thank you. Further.
I just want to thank you for all your recommendations, and to thank to John and Carl and Foreign Affairs Committee for their big effort on the legislation to improve. We have lots to discuss with the people out of the parliament that explain how we think about the prime directive or galactic prime directive controversy. So it's important to people understand it doesn't have any hilarious parts. We need to have lots of technology to improve and relations between the countries to understand the possibilities and do investments about it. So it will be a big deal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fred. And there's a big responsibility coming your way with this, because really it came from the work that you were doing, and I think this could be inspiring. I really think this could be inspiring. There's a certain logic to holding that convention. We can talk about this tomorrow. That convention, if we have a physical convention, could be a virtual one, of course, but physical convention in Istanbul, because it could build in with other things that we're trying to do. I actually think that this could be a fascinating global event. And the best thing about it is this would be so interesting to the media, they will report it. They might criticize it, they might joke about it, but they'll report it. And others will take it very seriously, because the thinking behind this is no joke. So that's going to be really exciting. Would anyone else like to say anything? Any other questions? Okay, we've got 45, we went to 55. Hopefully you will have at least voted for the agenda. That would be helpful. We do need to get that quorum, 50% plus one. So looking ahead, tomorrow is a big day, a very big day actually. One of the most important day twos of this term, probably the most important main day of any sitting of the second term. So remember, we'll be exploring the protocols, the establishment of the working group. We can get more into the detail of what we're discussing here. Then the third readings, government hour, and meeting Mr. Nigel Evans and meeting Mr. Salvas Mouzakidis, and I can confirm the times for them tomorrow, but I do believe it will be 1500 UTC for the government hour, unless the Prime Minister wants it to be moved. Of course, I'll be 100% happy to move it to the time she prefers, but I'm saying 1500 UTC. The reason it might move is for the availability of individuals. That's the only reason. And with Mr. Mouzakidis, we just need to meet him and say hello. A CV has been shared on his behalf as well, so you can read about him too. Many of us know him. Very pleased always to see him when I'm going to Corfu, and I have to say he's a good friend, but he's independent of Parliament, and so therefore friendship has nothing to do with it. He is a brilliant lawyer, brilliant mind, and exactly the kind of person we need in this maturing democracy. John.
Yes. Well, this is just something I saw in the email one of our esteemed colleagues here in Parliament. I went ahead and well, anyway, he only needs 10 solars to go ahead and finish paying his resident fee or his fees. So, and he's asking if Parliament can help. So, hey, if anybody want to transfer 10 solars over to him, it's Jamie, Jaime Romain Ramoni, and I gave him 10. So let help him out if you can. But I just want to throw that out there.
Very good. You're basically becoming an NGO. I suppose I'm just seeing if I can find it myself. No, I can't. I won't do it now. But that's good, John. Very good of you to think about others like that. I hope, though, the good news is I hope that we will be turning over so much money in the months and years ahead that people will just be lining up to join, and they'll be getting wealthy because they're in Asgardia. Real wealth for real people in a real nation. Sarah.
I was just going to suggest the same thing. I think he should be set. I've sent John calendar money to good use. So no, I hope AMPs that do need assistance to stay involved do reach out, because this is a collaborative effort, and I'm excited to help. So
I suppose we could call it the JFABA, the John Fine Asgardia Benevolent Association. Maybe it's too. Apologies to the interpreters. That might be hard to translate. It's just a thought. So thank you, John, for doing that. And let's all take a leaf out of John's book. Let's encourage people to join Asgardia. Because what I'm noticing now, if you look at the 2 appointments that are being proposed, these people are coming back to Asgardia. Dr. Salvus Muzakitis was in Parliament, did other things. Now he's coming back. Mr. Nigel Evans was a member of Parliament, had to stop doing it because of his responsibilities in the British Parliament. Now he's coming back. That's good. It's good to see people coming back. Very encouraging. Asgardia is, to some extent, a lifestyle choice because of the size of what we are attempting to do. And I have no problem with that. I think it's really great. And it's, in a way, a vote of confidence that these people have traveled out and now they're traveling back. Does anybody else have anything else to say before we close for today? It was a little bit longer than I thought, but I talked a lot today. I had a lot to say. New processes require careful explanation. Great. So tomorrow we start 1300 UTC with the announcements, and I'll just see when Mr. I promoted him, Mr. Muzakitis is available to join us. But we'll go through the business as described there, and we can talk more about what it means to have protocols. I've had some feedback from others that they like the idea that we're using other systems as well. We don't need to push everything through the the legislative route. I think it's very, very pleasing to see that. So, and also the working group. I'm so excited by the opportunity there. And once again, one of the great things that came out of my summit meeting with the head of nation was that clarification. Sometimes there's no substitute for being in a room together. I guess we're close to the stage where technology will make that possible from a distance, so that you feel you're with somebody in rooms. That exists to an extent already, but when you're physically there, I'm 60 years old, I still appreciate the real presence from time to time. It's very valuable. Thank you. Okay, if we have nothing else today, then I'll bring this to a close. Remember, then tomorrow we're starting 1300 UTC. I expect it to take 5 hours, something like that, 4 or 5 hours tomorrow. And then day 3, it's 1500 UTC, and I expect it to take probably 3 hours on day 3. I'd expect, that's my guess. So until tomorrow, thank you very much, everyone. And I'll have to say, I'll thank them at the end as well, but thank you to the team. A huge benefit to the process, which I'll talk more about tomorrow, is the LMRG, Legislative Merit Review Group, LMRG. It doesn't spell a word, but it sounds good, LMRG. And that's something that we'll talk about a little bit more tomorrow, which is headed by John Fine. And I'm just delighted that he runs that for us. I see Peter Morn, our deputy chair's come back. That wasn't a few minutes.
It wasn't. We had a small problem. We couldn't find our telephone.
Okay. Right. Well, you're back now, just in time for the end. There we are. But we'll see you tomorrow as well. So thanks, everybody. If you are watching, if you like what you see, join Asgardia, become a resident. It costs nothing to follow, but only €100, pounds, or dollars to be a full resident. And that does not affect your terrestrial residency. Asgardia will never ask you to give up your Earth residency to be a space resident. Why would we? Our territory does not overlap. We'll never have a war with anyone on Earth because we don't want their land, and we don't have ambitions to build an empire on Earth. We go in peace for all humankind. And tomorrow, I think some of the legislation coming to an end gets us to a position where we can really start building our economy. So thank you very much. I'll talk a little bit about digital currency tomorrow as well, as a precedent for why this all works, but it may be raised by others too. So we can finish there. Thank you very much, and also to our interpreters. Have a wonderful evening, and I will be seeing you all tomorrow. We got 52 briefly, and that's relevant because I will close it down when we get to 25, which is 50% minus 1. So I hope to all of you. Thank you, interpreters. Sleep well if you're at the far side of the world, and be ready for tomorrow. I'm Len Topic. This is Asgardia's day 1 of the 9th sitting of Parliament in the 2nd term. Look how far we've come. Have a great day, and we can finish the broadcast.